Good morning guys. Ang na-assign sa aming topic ay Lesson 7, Overview of IS Project Management Intended Learning Outcome. In education, educators are used project management skill including planning and communication. Project management skill that educators exhibit including acting as facilitators or coaching and communicating in the classroom and in individual instruction. In this lesson, the student will be able to know how important is project management and how information and technology plays a major part in managing a project. Project attribute. A project has unique features that distinguish it from ongoing work or business operation. Project are usually temporary in nature. They are not an everyday business activity and has definitive start date and end date. This characteristic is important because the large part of a project efforts in dedicated in making sure that project is complete as the appointed time to do this schedule are created showing when the task should begin and when it should end. Project can last in minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, or years. Sinasabi lang po dito na yung project attribute po kailangan po ng maraming oras na pinaglalaanan. Saka po hindi po siya araw-araw ginagawa. Minsan po ginagawa po siya ng kada taon, kada month, o kada week. Kailangan po marami tayong effort na pinaglalaanan para sa sa task na 'to. At alam po natin kailan po tayo matatapos, kailan po tayo magsisimula. Nandito po yung mga characteristic ng project attribute. As a well-defined objective, dapat alam po natin yung ating objective, ba't po natin to ginagawa. Compose of a series independent task. Kailangan po din natin malaman kung ano yung mga task na gagawin natin. Kung ba't natin ginagawa tong project attribute. Utilize various resources. Kailangan po maghanap po tayo ng mga resources na pwedeng magamit po natin sa paggawa ng project attribute. As a specific time frame. Kailan po natin ng oras. Kailan matatapos po ayun, saka kailan magsisimula. Maybe a unique or one time in there. Dapat yung pag gumawa po tayo ng project attribute, kailangan po unique po to, wala po tayong kagaya na na ganun po, na project. As a customer, kailangan po pag gumawa po tayo ng project attribute, kailangan po magkakaroon po tayo ng customer pag yung magiging bunga po nun, kailangan po meron po tayong customer. Involve a degree or uncertainty. Ayan po. Para po mas lalo po nating maintindihan, may hinanda po akong video.
Hello friends, Namaskar. Welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Resha Jain and today we will discuss something about project management. What exactly is the project management? It is the application of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to project activities to meet project requirement. जो भी project है उसके requirements को meet करने के लिए जो भी आपने knowledge को skills, tools, techniques आपके required है, आपने उन activities को project किया. That is known as project management. Now, what exactly the word project means? The word project means it is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service. Clear? टेम्परेरी इसलिए बोला मैंने यहाँ पे क्योंकि आपका प्रोजेक्ट कभी भी लाइफ टाइम नहीं होता है. आइदर इट कैन बी फॉर शॉर्ट टर्म 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, और इट कैन बी फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म लाइक 5 years, 10 years और 15 years. बट प्रोजेक्ट कैन नेवर बी द लाइफ टाइम. अ पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट्स आते हैं, बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स कंपनी में होते हैं. आज एक प्रोजेक्ट है, कल दूसरा होगा. साइमल्टेनियसली भी बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स चलते हैं, बट कोई एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट कांट बी ए लाइफ टाइम और परमानेंट प्रोजेक्ट. दैट्स व्हाई आई यूज द टर्म टेम्परेरी एंडेवर. नाउ what are the different attributes of a project? First attribute is purpose. कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट है उसका एक वेल डिफाइंड पर्पस होना बहुत जरूरी है. इसका एक एंड गोल, एक ऑब्जेक्टिव होना बहुत जरूरी है, और जो ऑब्जेक्टिव होगा उसके भी आगे सब ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होने बहुत जरूरी है ताकि आप टाइम टू टाइम उसे डिवाइड कर सको. कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट है उसे आप सेवरल सब टास्क में सब डिवाइड कर सकते हो, जिसको आप जो गोल आपको अचीव करना है उसके लिए आप एक टास्क दे सकते हो कि आपको इस ऑब्जेक्टिव को अचीव करने के लिए पहले ऑब्जेक्टिव नंबर 1, 2, 3, 4 ये अचीव करने होंगे. तो इसमें हमने सब टास्क दे दिए हैं. जैसे कि हम रिसर्च में यूजली करते हैं ना, प्राइमरी ऑब्जेक्टिव, सेकेंडरी ऑब्जेक्टिव, तो एक पर्टिकुलर मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव को अचीव करने के लिए उसके सब ऑब्जेक्टिव प्रोवाइड करना. क्लियर? नाउ अ प्रोजेक्ट विथ सेवरल सब ऑब्जेक्टिव्स और सेवरल सब टास्क विल नीड careful planning to coordinate cost, timing and precedence of other subtasks. Second main attribute of a project is life cycle. Now हर प्रोजेक्ट की एक वेल डिफाइंड साइकिल है. फ्रॉम स्मॉल बिगनिंग्स उनको क्या करना है, अपना एक साइज बिल्डअप करना है ताकि उसे फाइनली वो टर्मिनेट कर सकें. तो हर प्रोजेक्ट की एक अपनी लाइफ साइकिल है, उसको एक पर्टिकुलर लाइफ साइकिल में वर्क करना होता है. अगर आपका 5 ईयर्स का प्रोजेक्ट है तो 5 ईयर्स की लाइफ साइकिल है. आपका 6 मंथ्स का प्रोजेक्ट है तो आपकी 6 मंथ्स की लाइफ साइकिल है. समटाइम्स द प्रोजेक्ट्स गेट फेस्ड इनटू द नॉर्मल ऑपरेशंस ऑफ द फर्म एज वेल. Third and last attribute of a project is uniqueness. So here this blue man is completely unique from rest of the black people. So हर प्रोजेक्ट का यूनिक होना बहुत जरूरी है. डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स के साथ अदर प्रोजेक्ट्स के कंपैरिजन में कोई भी दो प्रोजेक्ट एक जैसे नहीं हो सकते. तो बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं जिसमें बहुत सारे कॉमन एलिमेंट्स चलते हैं और कंपनी में साइमल्टेनियसली चलते रहते हैं. बट दैट मीन्स that project cannot be reduced to a routine activity and each project needs a customized approach. So friends, these are the different attributes of a project and that is what we termed as project management or the project. Clear? So if you have any query, do write in the comments.
Hello, I'm Belinda Fremo, President of Passionate Project Management, where we're passionate about your success. Today's topic is projects versus operations. And I know if you're considering going for your certification, maybe you're getting your CAPM or your PMP, this is one thing we always want to know. How much experience do you have with projects? And we want to make sure that it's truly projects, not operations. So let's compare those two. Now, they both have something in common. They're both constrained by limited resources, meaning there's only so much money, there's only so many people, there's only so much equipment. They're both planned, they're both managed, they're both executed and controlled, right? But where they are different, projects are temporary, right? We do projects in order to achieve something that we can't do under our normal operations. Think of operations as just your day-to-day, keeping the lights on, your main course of business. Projects grow your business, operations keep your business going. Right? So a project would be anything above and beyond that. Any type of temporary endeavor undertaken to create some type of a unique product, service, or result. So let's say that we're adding a new product to our product line, right? The development of that product would be a project. Operations would be that ongoing management or maintenance of that product once it's been created. I hope that helps. You found this topic valuable to you. My name is Belinda Fremo. Again, check out our website at www.passionatepm.com. I love your comments, so please leave a note on this video. Have a great day.
What is the difference between projects and operations? In contrast with projects, operations are ongoing and repetitive. They involve work that is continuous without an ending date and with the same processes, repeated to produce the same results. The purpose of operations is keep the organization functioning, while the purpose of a project to, to meet goals and conclude. Therefore, operations are ongoing while projects are unique and temporary. Ayon dito, ang kaibahan ng proyekto at ng operasyon, ang operasyon ng pagpapatakbo ay nagpapatuloy at paulit-ulit sila sa kanilang trabaho hanggang matapos sila sa petsa na kanilang goal. Ito'y may parehong proseso na paulit-ulit upang makabuo ng parehong mga resulta. Ang layunin ng operation ay upang mapanatiling gumaganang samahan, samantalang ang layunin ng isang proyekto naman ay upang matugunan ang mga layunin nito at tapusin. A project is completed with its goals and objectives has been accomplished. It is these goals that drive the project and all the planning and implementation efforts undertaken to achieve them. There are times projects and when it is determined that the goals and objectives cannot be accomplished or when the product or service of the project is no longer needed and the project is cancelled. Ayun naman dito, ang isang proyekto ay nakukumpleto kung kailan ang mga layunin at ay ang mga layunin ay nagawa. Ang mga layunin ito ang nagtutulak sa proyekto at lahat ng pagpaplano at mga pagsisikap sa pagpapatupad na isinasagawa upang makamit ang mga ito. May mga oras maaring magawa o kapag ang serbisyo ng produkto ay hindi na kinakailangan, ang proyekto ay pwedeng ikansilan na lamang. Definition of a project. According to the Project Management Institution, PMI, a project as a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. The temporary nature of project indicates a defined beginning and end. The end is reached when the project's objectives have been achieved or when the project is terminated because its objectives will not or cannot be met, or when the need for the project no longer exists. Ayon sa Project Management Institution or PMI, isang proyekto bilang isang pansamantalang pagsisikap na sinasagawa upang lumikha ng isang natatanging produkto, serbisyo o resulta. Ang pansamantalang itsura ng proyekto ay nagpapahiwatig ng isang tiyak na simula at wakas. Ang wakas ay naabot kung kailan nakamit ang mga layunin ng produkto o kapag ang proyekto ay winakasan dahil ang mga layunin nito ay hindi matugunan o kinakailangan wala na ang proyekto. Based on the given definition, we can therefore characterize project as first, projects are unique. Siyempre, kapag tayo gagawa ng isang produkto, dapat ito ay unique, dapat ito ay kakaiba, dapat wala itong kagaya. Kasi kung gagawa tayo ng project na may kagaya ng katulad ng iba, pwede tayong kasuhan ng copyright. At saka kapag may kapareho to, hindi to masyadong makakaakit ng tao kasi isipin nila na kapareho lang ng product ng iba na ginaya lang natin. Projects are temporary in nature and have a definite beginning and ending date. At ang isang project, ito ay meron temporary na itsura lang. Siyempre, habang tumatagal, nile-level up natin yung product natin. Nile-level up yung itsura ng product. At saka, ito ay dapat, kapag gagawa ka ng sa proyekto, dapat meron kang goal na panahon. Meron kang goal na, kumbaga may date ka para hanggang kailan matapos yun. And third, projects are completed when the project goals are achieved or it's determined the project is no longer viable. Ito naman third, matatapos ang isang proyekto kapag naabot mo na yung mga goal na gusto mo. Yung goal na gusto mo mangyari do sa product mo kapag nagawa mo na yung lahat na yun. Kung sakali man hindi kayang gawin, pwede naman i-cancel yung project na yun.
Let's think about following situation. Suppose that you are working in an insurance company, then the vice president of marketing approach you with idea of setting up both in local grocery store in main office. This office will offer customer the ability to sign up for a car and home insurance service as well as make their bill payment. He believes that the publicity in grocery store will increase awareness of the company offering. He wants the new kiosk in place in 12 selection store in the major city by the end of the year. Finally, he has assigned you to hand up this project. Do you think that this is a project? Using the question criteria below, let us determine if it is an idea of conserve as a project. It is a unique, yes, because the kiosks don't exist in the local grocery store. This is a new way of offering the company service. It is customer based, while the service the company is offering isn't new. The way it is representing its service is. Does the product have a limited time frame? Yes, the start date of this project is today, and the date is the end of the year. It is a temporary endeavor. Is there a way to determine when the project is complete? Yes, the kiosk will be installed and the service will be offered from them. Once all the kiosks are installed and operating, the project will come to a close. Is there a way to determine stakeholder satisfaction? Yes, the expectation of the stakeholder will be documented in form of requirements during the planning process. This requirement will be compared in the finished product to determine if it meets the expectation of the stakeholder.
The process of project management. Project management is defined as the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques applied to project activities in order to meet the project requirements. On a very basic level, project management includes the planning, execution, monitoring, controlling, and closing of a project. It also involves creating new work packages to achieve agreed ends or goals. Here are the following key components of project management. Cost. It is the budget allocated for the work. Poorly executed budget plans can result in a last-minute rush to spend the allocated funds. Scope. What the innovators or changes will be delivered by the project. It is the reason and the purpose of the project. Quality. It is the standard of the outcome of the project. Quality on a project is controlled through quality assurance, which is the process of evaluating overall project performance on a regular basis to provide confidence that the project will satisfy the relevant quality standard.
There is a term, triple constraint, which traditionally consisted of only time, cost, and scope. These are the primary competing project constraints that should be most aware of. The triple constraint is illustrated in the form of a triangle to visualize the project work and see the relations between the scope, quality, schedule, time, and cost resource. In this triangle, each side represents some of the constraints or related constraints, wherein any changes to any one side cause a change in the other side. Base po dito sa sentences po, isang term na triple constraint na ayon sa kaugalian ay binubuo lamang na isang oras gastos at saklaw. Ito ang pangunahing paghigpit sa proyekto na nakikipagkompetensya na dapat ay may pinakamalayan. Ang triple constraint ay inilalarawan sa anyo ng isang taksolok upang inailarawan ang mga gawaing proyekto at makikita ang ugnayan sa pagitan ng saklaw, kalidad, schedule, oras, at gastos makapagkukunan. The best project have a perfectly balanced triangle. Maintaining this balance is difficult because projects are prone to change. For example, if scopes increase, cost and time increase disproportionately. Alternatively, if the amount of money you have for your project decreases, you may be able to do as much, but your time may increase. Ito naman po sa second sentences po, ito ay pinakamahusay na proyekto at may perpektibong balancing tatsulok. Ang pagpapanatili ng balancing ito ay mahirap sapagkat ang mga proyekto ay madaling baguhin. Halimbawa, kung tumataas ang saklaw, ang gastos at oras ay maaaring tumaas ng hindi katimbang lamang.
What is IT project management? IT project management is the method of managing the plan, organization, and accountability to achieve information technology goals. IT project management, ITPM, is more than just applying knowledge, aligning skills, and using tools and techniques to force a project life cycle to completion. Since the attainment of IT spans across most of a business or enterprise, the scope of this project is larger and more complex. IT project managers deal with the challenges of interdependent additions, rapid technology upgrades, and version changes that can occur throughout the project timeline. Examples: security. Cybersecurity is the most talked about topics in any industry. New equipments or refreshers. As computer devices reach their life cycle and date, it's important to replace them. In software upgrades and in office moves, network infrastructure, vendor selection, and management. What is Project Management Information System? A project management information system is the logical organization of the information required for an organization to execute projects successfully. APMIS is typically one or more software applications and a methodical process for collecting and using project information. These electronic systems help to plan, execute, and close project management goals. PMIS systems differ in scope, design, and features depending upon an organization's operational requirements. The PMIS is used to compare the baseline with the actual accomplishment of each activity, manage materials, collect financial data, and keep record and reporting for reporting purposes. During the close of the project management information system is used to review the goals to check if the tasks were accomplished. The life cycle of an IT project involves the 5 basic processes of all managed projects: initiation planning, execution control, and monitoring, and project completion or project closed. The main difference for IT projects is how to manage the life cycle. Please see the video to know the information.
Are you new to project management and wondering what are the phases to project? Well, I'm going to share with you the 5 fundamental phases that all of us who are project managers use. And if you want to become a project manager ninja, stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to be sharing with you an amazing guideline on why projects fail, a must if you're new to projects. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. For the best career and project management advice, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button, and you'll get a new video every Wednesday. I've been a project manager for many years, more than I can count, and there are very specific phases that you go through when it comes to project management. I'm going to share with you what those phases are so that you can be successful in your projects. So if you're excited about all of this, give it a thumbs up and let's get to it. Okay, there are 5 phases to project, and the first phase that we're going to talk about is initiation phase. You probably got a knock on the door from some senior management individual saying, hey, you, congratulations, we think you're awesome and you're going to run a project. Woohoo! Celebrate, by the way. That's a pretty amazing accomplishment to have been chosen to manage a project. Now, the key with initiation phase is you need to get all of the details about the project before you can even start it. So this is where you want to sit down with what we call the sponsor, the person who's initiating and supporting the project, usually a senior executive, and find out what's the scope statement, what expectations do you have around timelines, is there anything specific I need to know, like business justification, who do you think needs to be in the project? And so you want to get all of this information. So it's called the initiation stage so that you can really start planning your project. All right, project phase number 2, and it's planning phase. So what's really cool about this is you've just gotten all the key information from initiation stage, from your sponsor, and now you want to put it into a really cool document that's going to kind of summarize everything, and we call that the charter. So in the charter, you can have more detailed information around the scope statement, ins and outs. You want some business justification as to why you're doing this project, high-level timelines, responsibilities, everything that you need to set your team up for success. Now, the cool thing is you're going to do this on your own, maybe pull out some information from subject matter experts, but then you're going to call a kickoff meeting. And that kickoff meeting is with all your project team members, and you're literally going to give them this package. Hey, here's a charter and everything you need to start the project off running after we end this meeting. Yay! It's a really great way to ensure that everything is prepped, ready to rock and roll, and that's called planning stage. Project phase number 3 is execution. So it's interesting because planning and execution kind of overlap. And what I mean by that is in the planning stage, you have gotten some high-level tasks, but in the execution, you're actually even getting more. You're kind of doing the fine-tooth comb through everything. And now your team members are up and ready and running, and you're now getting all the fine details that you didn't have. And you're also in the process of executing things. So things are coming up to the surface that perhaps you didn't think about. All good, it's all part of project management, and it's cool because you have documents anyway, they're live, you're supposed to update them, but this execution stage is now everything is humming, you got the details, people are now putting the, crossing the T's, dotting the I's on all the information that you have, and you're off and running and moving towards your end goal. All right, the 4th stage is monitor and control. I consider this, I call it the easy stage. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like there is an easy stage in everything, but if you've done your due diligence and you've done everything you need to do in all your other stages, then execution and monitoring, things are humming along. You're just doing tweaks and ensuring things are on track. Now, the big thing here is you want to take a look at changes. So you want to put in some sort of change control, maybe take a look at risks a little more deeply here, but you're just making sure that your team is successful and you're monitoring and controlling things and ensuring that time, scope, and budget are being adhered to. Okay, we're getting close. Now, before we move on to the absolute last stage, which is stage number 5, have you come across any of this stuff in your projects in the past of these specific stages? If so, let me know in the comments below. Okay, stage 5, closing the project. This is where you've done all your due diligence and the project is ending. So what are some of the things that you have to be aware of? Well, you got to make sure that the business unit owner or the person who's actually getting the deliverable that you had from this project is happy with all the requirements. So you got to go through that. You also perhaps want to do a little bit of an after action review. How did everything work so that you can have these learnings and turn those learnings into actionable steps for your next project? And last but not least, don't forget that celebration. Everyone's worked really hard. You probably have some great team dynamics as well, and you want to end everything on a positive note. Now that you know the 5 phases of projects and what you have to do in each phase, it is time for you to understand the top 10 failures for projects, because you want to, believe you me, not ignore them. You want to run away from them, and the only way you can do that is by knowing what they are. So you can grab them from the link below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with all the professionals that you know. Now, let me know if there's any particular phase of a project that you think you'll have some challenges with or that you're excited about. Tell me in the comments below. Until the next video, See you later.